Hello, Mission. It's been extremely hot here in the Rio Grande Valley. It is now June and it's only going to get worse. We were under a heat advisory just yesterday, and today I'm here at the fire department joined by Fire Chief Adrian Garcia, and he will be giving us some information just for our community to know what to do. And first of all, Chief, we want to prevent heat exhaustion.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Kenya, for coming out, because first of all, it's really important that we communicate to our community what to do. Of course, we're in South Texas. It's hot, but it's also humid. And the human body has certain ways to cool down, and one of it is through perspiration, sweating, right, to be able to do that. But we also have, the body also has limits. So it's really, really important that, one, we plan, if we're doing any work outside, that we properly plan, so make sure you wear light clothing, make sure you drink plenty of water, wear sunscreen. Also, if you're going to be doing any type of moderate work, especially if the temperature's over 100 degrees, work for 30 minutes and rest for 30 minutes. Give your body time to kind of recover and replenish those fluids that you're losing. So really, really important. Now, the key is, if you continue to work and you move into what we call heat exhaustion, okay? Once an individual moves into heat exhaustion, you're going to start having different types of signs and symptoms. One of them, it could be, a light headache, nausea, really thirsty, heavy sweating, okay? These are signs that, again, the body's telling you, hey, you might want to take a break. So what we recommend you do at this particular time, get out of the sun. Go inside to an air-conditioned area, maybe find some shade, take some sips of water, okay? And again, just continue to monitor. If someone's with you, make sure you let them know what's going on. But more importantly is, if those symptoms continue to evolve or get worse, make sure you dial 911. Get one of our mission fire-based EMS units, or even our fire department personnel, first responders, to come out to you, check your vitals, and make sure that you're doing okay. So those are some of the things for heat exhaustion. Now, the worst case scenario, of course, is heat stroke.
Okay.
Again, we're trying to avoid to get there, so you want to catch this early. Make sure you stop at heat exhaustion. But if you do get to heat stroke, some key signs and symptoms to look for: hot, dry skin. In other words, you stop sweating at that particular point. That's a key indicator. Throbbing headache, again, nausea. More importantly, an individual can actually go unconscious. Heat stroke can be fatal, and it's really important that you dial 911 immediately, get us coming. Once again, if someone is exhibiting signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion, get them into a cool place. Get them into the shade. Loosen some clothing, remove layers of clothing, and then also begin to cool that person down. Put some nice cool ice or something onto the forehead, under the armpits, and within the groin area, and this will help to begin to cool the person down. But the most important thing, of course, is dial 911. Get us coming to you so we can also be able to assist and get you to a hospital, because it's heat stroke what's going to require that.
Okay, Chief, so it's very important that we don't ignore these symptoms, right?
Exactly.
Nausea, feeling dizzy, and this is part of heat exhaustion, correct? At that point, just go inside, take a break, drink water.
Exactly.
And you maybe don't need to call 911 in this case.
Exactly, unless the symptoms continue
If
and
they
they're not
worsen,
resolving,
okay,
and
that's
they get
when
worse.
it could turn into a heat stroke, and that is what's very dangerous.
Now, the other thing also to think about, Kenya, is if an individual has suffered heat stroke in the past, those individuals are actually more susceptible of getting heat stroke a lot quicker, right?
Okay.
So if you're an individual that suffered that in the past, be a little bit more mindful, Definitely stay out of the heat. Make sure you're planning your day. Wear the proper type of clothing, light clothing, loose-fitting clothes, and drink plenty of water.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean,
very
it's
important.
like I mentioned, it's June now, right? So maybe you weren't so used to taking those breaks back in February and January.
Exactly.
But it's really hot now. I believe it feels like 110.
Exactly, the heat index,
The
right?
heat index.
So looking at our weather for the next probably, 15 to 30 days, it looks like the weather's going to be over 100 degrees temperature-wise, but the heat index, that's how it feels. It's going to be over 110, almost 113 heat index.
Okay.
And so again, we got to work right. Some of us have to work outside, so it's really, really important that we plan for those days. Make sure you have that plenty of water. Electrolytes is another thing too. Put some electrolytes into your water to replenish that. But make sure you get enough rest. and drink plenty of water.
Yeah, and also we love our coffee in the mornings,
Oh.
right? And that dehydrates you. So if you're having your cup of coffee, make sure you're also having your cup of water.
Exactly. And also too, if you know you're going to be doing some work outside the following day, make sure the day before don't drink a lot of alcoholic beverages, because alcohol does
Dehydrate you as well. Yeah.
So it's a lot of it has to do with planning, and just make sure you're planning your days out correctly, and make sure you drink that plenty of water and protect your skin, with sunscreen, those kinds of things.
Okay, and another thing, Chief, look before you lock, right? Make sure that if you have children, you have pets, take them with you. Do not leave a child unattended or a pet, not even for a minute in a vehicle.
Exactly. And it's a great point.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Again, it's even here in the valley, in South Texas, even during the springtime, it still gets really warm out here.
Yeah.
Summertime, even worse. What people again don't understand, even leaving a child or a pet in a locked vehicle, even if it's turned on with the AC, it can get really warm if it's just standing still. So avoid that. Don't do that. Bring your pet with you. Bring your kids with you. Don't leave them locked in. If you come across a vehicle with a pet or a child that's locked in, call 911 immediately. So we can get out there and remove that child or remove that pet.
Yes, Chief. Anything else that you want to tell our community? Also, how can we take care of our pets, especially during this time of the year?
Definitely, you got to think, our pets are now part of our family. Yes. So just like you plan for your kids, you got to plan for your pets. Make sure you leave plenty of water for them. Make sure you have an area where they can get out of the sun, maybe some shade if they're gonna be outside while you're at work or so on and so forth. If you have to take a vacation, you can't take them with you. Find an appropriate individual or a place where you can leave your pet where they'll be safe, fed, and plenty of water during that time.
Perfect. Anything else? Any other tips you want to give our community, Chief?
No. Again, as the Mission Fire Department Chief here, we want you all to have a great summer, have fun, but again, plan accordingly. And make sure you drink plenty of water, take care of your skin with plenty of sunscreen, and also remember to stay safe.
Yeah, and stay hydrated. That's like the most important thing, right, Chief? Well, thank you for all this information, and thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with more information later.
Thanks.